Hey, I guess I better do this. I was on my way to the desk, but thought I better do this. Good morning, everyone. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is my morning musings. Well, another one bites the dust. You remember the song? Back in January the 8th of this year, 2012, I received an email from a gentleman that we will call Joe, and he said, when Jesus said, "This generation shall not pass until all of these things are fulfilled," he was talking about our generation, today, in 2012, and he said, that generation will pass on March the 15th. Now, I'm filming this on March the 14th, 2012, and he says the rapture, God's door for the rapture, is about to close. The pre-trib rapture must, capital letters, occur before March the 15th, 2012. And he said, prove me wrong, please. I don't want to be the one who tells everybody how close the end of the world is. Then he goes on and he says, 2012 is an awesome year because Jesus Christ must, capital letters, return in 2012. And he says the tribulation must start before March 15th, 2012. Well, I'm sure that Joe is a nice guy. I'm sure he's sincere, and I don't want to be unkind. But let's see. The rapture had to occur. This is March 14th. The rapture had to occur before tomorrow. The Great Tribulation must start before March 15th. So you better get your stuff in order today, folks. Well, just another false prophecy by a so-called Bible prophecy expert. Oh, but never fear. I received another email just last week, by the way, from another very well-intentioned, I'm sure, very sincere gentleman who pretty clearly loves the Lord. And he's done his calculations and tells me that he sent me his charts, nice flow charts, and the new calculation is 12/22/2019. Well, that's okay, 7 years away. Don't know if I'll be alive in 7 more years. Don't know. You know, this really is sad. How many times are we going to be subjected to this kind of embarrassment? You know, Jesus told his living, breathing disciples in Luke 21, verse 8, "Many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and 'the end has drawn near.' Do not go after them." Jesus told his own personal disciples not to believe premature declarations of the nearness of the end. Now that meant, obviously, they were not supposed to make premature declarations of the end. But here's what he told them. When you see these things come to pass, the signs of the end that he gave in Matthew 24, then know that the end is near. Now, you just got to catch this, okay? The very disciples, living, breathing, sitting right there with Jesus, who heard him condemn making premature declarations of the end, heard him say, when you see the signs, you can know it's near. Well, if they knew it was near, they could proclaim it is near. Those same disciples then later said, little children, it is the last hour. 1 John 2:18. Peter said, the end of all things has drawn near. I mean, he's using the very words that Jesus did. When Jesus warned against making premature declarations of the end, here is Peter living later in that very generation saying the end of all things is drawn near. Now, either Peter was wrong, and he just becomes one of the many false prophets, just like the gentleman who said the Great Tribulation must begin tomorrow, March 15th, 2012. This gentleman is wrong, dead, flat, wrong. Well, look. Peter said the end of all things was near 2,000 years ago. When are you and I, as Bible believers, going to begin to take the statements of the Bible writers seriously? The Great Tribulation is not going to happen tomorrow, March 15th, 2012, because it happened 2,000 years ago, just like Jesus said. The beginning of the millennium is not going to be December 22nd, 2019, because the millennium began in the ministry of Jesus and ended in the first century. It's really, really time for Bible believers to take the Bible seriously and stop taking statements that were made to people, and about events that were near, at hand, and coming soon, shortly, and quickly 2,000 years ago, and stop applying them to today. The kind of predictions, continuing embarrassments, such as Harold Camping, Edgar Whisenant, Hal Lindsey, Grant Jeffrey, and the dispensational world continues to make, are a continuing shame on the name of Christ. Thanks for joining me for this morning's program. We'll see you on the flip side.